great to be back. It's the Indy Sports Show Live. We're here in the Travel Cafe. We're in the Champions Pavilion. For a Sunday, the crowds have just been fantastic. And no matter how much time you have, make sure you plan ahead. Check out the online schedule. Check out the online schedule for all of the Facebook Live, YouTube Lives that we're doing at Indy Sports Show Live. I'm Brian Pointer, host. This year, it's always a thrill to visit with the people, the personalities. We even had some dogs. We're going to have some more dogs later, I hope. But it's the vendors that truly make this experience worthwhile for the people like you to come out and see and touch and hopefully buy and create some relationships. And with me is Frank's Great Outdoors, Pete Gorski. Thanks so much for being with us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So this is the first time for you being at the show, right?
Yep, correct.
And not only the first time being at the show, but when you go to a show, you go big.
Correct, yeah.
You have quite a presence over in Tackletown. Tell me, how do you do that? You guys just load up the vans?
Yeah, you know, it's not that simple, even though people would like to think it's that simple. It's, you know, probably 2-3 months of prep work going to a booth of our size, and you know, 6-8 months out of the buying decisions and trying to bring specials for all the customers that are here walking through the doors, because everybody knows, you know, when you go to a show, I mean, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a deal, you're looking for specials, and you want to make it a great thing to be here.
You know, I think that's a perspective that people don't realize. When you have this presence like you do here, how many square feet do you have?
At the show here?
Yeah.
The show, we have a 70 by 20, and then we have kind of a separate 40 by 10.
And that is a dominating feature over in Tackletown. So I know the Renfros and the people that are here love to be able to be inside and see all that, because you have quite a history in your family for Frank's. You're located up in Linwood, Michigan.
Yep.
And, you know, coming down to a show like this, your family's here, you are family owner of the business, multiple generations. Tell us about how Frank's got started in the 40s.
So my grandpa actually started the store with 1945, had a cement bait tank, 2 trees with a clothesline, hanging lures, selling it that way. I mean, just, you know, pretty much started with nothing. And then over the days and the years evolved into, I think our store probably before we built the new one in '99 was, you know, maybe 10,000, 12,000 square feet. And then we broke ground in '97 or '98 for a 30,000 square foot store. That again services Saginaw Bay and that area in Michigan, and at that same time, you know, online and website stuff was becoming kind of big, so we started doing the online stuff in 2000, 2002 kind of, and you know, that business has been good for us, but our brick and mortar has been kind of the blessing. But because of the Saginaw Bay natural resource, the walleye, the perch fishing, the waterfowl hunting on the bay, I mean, that's where it's at for us.
So third generation, is it hard to work with siblings and aunts and uncles? And
is it hard? I mean, anybody that's
everybody's going to watch this.
Yeah,
so you better...
anybody that's ever been in a family business, you know, knows the daily struggles. But you know, there's a rewarding piece, obviously, at the end of the day to keep that close knit family bond. And here, and I think so 2020 will be our 75th year in business,
well,
and
doing
still going
right.
strong. So
I know there's, you know, Mark Martin was over here just a little bit ago, and he was with us in a previous segment, and he's so great. Obviously a legendary angler and walleye, and that's kind of who you specialize with, but you cater to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, mainly our bread and butter in fishing is our walleye, you know, category. But we do have a legitimate bass department. We do crappie and panfish. We do you know, salmon for Lake Michigan and Lake Huron, steelhead for the rivers. You know, then again we do. We have a kayak department, footwear, full hunting department with firearms and ammo, outdoor gift department, and kind of even a little fly fishing back at our store.
So you brought it up with the online retailing, and you're competing in an industry that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
How have you been able to do that for 75 years in the world of the conglomerates and the big companies?
You know, it seems to me that things go in waves and business go in waves. But as far as our business, goes that way, we concentrate on the brick and mortar, right? Which is kind of our bread and butter, our physical location. Then we have our online business. We do some of these shows to a pretty large extent because the shows bring you the core customer, right? And again, like I said in many interviews before, I mean, when you take care of your customers, they take care of you. So we're a very customer service oriented business, and we work hard when guys do have issues and problems with products that we service them, we take care of them the best that we can do.
You and I were talking before we went live here, the logistics of planning a show like this. It's not like you just load up the minivan and drive down to the show with that type of a presence. Walk through how you do that. How do you make a decision to come to the Boat Sport and Travel Show in particular, and then what does it take to get it here? Yeah,
I mean, over the years we've kind of figured out the setup and what's easy, obviously displays with wheels and such like that, but we figured out our tables that our lures are on. I mean, they're on wheels, they get loaded at home, and all the displays are, I would say, by the time we get here, 80% of our booth is kind of set up, right? The other part is setting up the grid. We bring 5 registers to this show. I mean, that register setup is probably an entire day of setup, making sure you're connected to home, making sure all that kind of stuff jives, because you do all that work. You need the cash registers to be able to work. So, but all that stuff, I mean, with the team we have here, top notch, right? So those people help us, help make our booth what it is, because a lot of the crew that I have here, some of them have been with us 15 plus years, but been doing shows with us since the infancy of our shows, probably in the last 8 to 10 years. So the team, right, that we bring, that's what makes the difference with us. Trucks get here, trailer get here, we get here, they know exactly what to do. I mean, you don't even have to tell them what to do. So that makes it nice.
Is there anybody left back at Saginaw Bay?
Yeah, we employ about 68 people at our store. So, I mean, we have a good crew back there to hold down the fort for us. And like I said, I mean, in business today, you ask about how you stay in business so long, it's the people, right? Yep. I mean, it's the people that come to work every day and help you take care of your people, help you take care of your customers, and help be what it is.
Mark Martin, we've talked about a couple times, but truly legendary walleye angler. He lives up in your neck of the woods, and he's got an ice fishing vacation school that he was talking about, and very successful. You get to see that live in action, don't you?
Yeah. So the cool part is Mark does a kickoff seminar to his school on the Saginaw Bay when he does it in the store Sundays before they head out Monday. But like I said, I got to watch the school take off in the morning like a little snake, heading out on the bay with 45 to 50 four-wheelers and snow machines and stuff like that. And then the first night, kind of got to see it come in the same instance with all the headlights. It's a really cool thing that he does. And again, the Saginaw Bay is a very treacherous body of water, and we're always telling guys about the pressure cracks and about safety on the ice and things like that. So Mark does that school, and it's really a good thing that he does, and really allows the average guy tons of knowledge about ice safety, not only on the bay, but I mean any ice fishing anywhere.
So how do you choose this show? There's a lot of shows and places you could go. Some of you said are even a bigger presence than what you have here. Why the Boat Sport and Travel Show in Indianapolis? How did you end up here?
We ended up here. We've kind of had our finger on this venue for a while now, and it was just one of those things that we decided probably back in October, November to come, and because of the prep work and because of all the things that need to happen to make these shows successful, you look at venues like this that have been around a long time. Met Kevin quite a few years back, and him and his crew have been nothing but great people to deal with as far as move-in, making sure everything's going right with the show, and all that kind of stuff. So never, for this being our first year here, I would say that it's that we definitely want to come back. I mean, it's a great community.
You just committed
of Indy
to next year, is what I heard.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's being recorded.
Yes.
So.
And Kevin doesn't watch this, so
Yeah.
trust me, you'll be hearing from him, or Mitch.
Yeah.
What don't we know about Frank's? What don't we know about your company that you'd like for people to know about that we haven't talked?
We've been actively involved in, there's a Bay City State Park right on Saginaw Bay, has done a kids fishing program there for probably as long as I can remember. So we've been actively involved in that. So we started helped start a ice fishing tournament that donates multi-$1,000 check to that every year. But even before that, we probably, I think at our last banquet that we had for it, we had donated like $25,000 to kids fishing through that local community, right? The state park is probably 10 minutes away from our store. We're always trying to be actively involved in, community events, whether it be in Linwood or the surrounding Midland, Bay City, Saginaw area. But it's all about getting the kids into your sport, right? Because if you don't have up and coming, people enjoying fishing and hunting and such, I mean, those are your future customers. So, yep. And again, to get kids outdoors nowadays is very important to get them,
and hard.
Yeah, exactly. So to get them away from the, the video games and phones and stuff like that, which again, nothing, bad about those things, but again, just trying to split their time between the outdoors, fishing, hunting, family time, boating. I mean, all those types of things, right? I mean, that's the true goal, and that's where we come in as a well-established business, is trying to be involved in that, right? I mean, that is probably the number one thing that we try to do.
Well, you got a jump start on the 4th generation, twin boys,
yeah,
and a 5-year-old?
5-year-old daughter, yep.
So you're well on your way. Hopefully you've got them running cash registers soon.
Yeah.
Pete Gorski has been our guest. Frank's Great Outdoors, Linwood, Michigan. We're in the Travel Cafe. It's Indy Sports Show Live. Come out and enjoy this afternoon. Get out of the cold, get out of the weather, and come and join us in the Travel Cafe. I'm Brian Pointer, host of Indy Sports Show Live. We'll be back real soon.